Welcome back to Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by championnews.net. And yes, this is Momma Grizzly month. And this is our Mother's Day edition with two really strong conservative patriotic moms. Ladies, why are you doing this? This is a lot of work. Are you getting paid to do this, either one of you?
No.
No?
In fact, I can't tell you how much it's cost.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why are you doing this? Carol Rook, what is your motivation?
Well, I
Carol?
have two grown children, and I realize now that the educational system has done a great job of indoctrinating them. So, but I still have hope for them, but my true hope is for my grandchildren. I've got two beautiful grandchildren, and I just want them to be able to experience the kind of childhood and freedom that I had when I grew up. You know, our children are facing such terrible burdens that have been laid on them by these selfish politicians, and it infuriates me. When you say Momma Grizzly, you know, that's really what it brings out in you. You just want to fight to save
You
your
didn't need to
family.
say selfish with politician. You know, that comes from a Greek word, poly meaning many, and tick, a blood-sucking insect.
True, very
I'll
good.
remember
yeah.
that. That's very
cute.
appropriate.
Now, Jackie, what's your motivation?
Oh, very, very much similar to Carol's. I thoroughly agree with her. This country is way, way, way too big. They're trying to chip away at our freedoms, and they are slowly but surely taking away a lot of the liberties that I knew and grew up with. And they're turning us. The government is turning us into a socialist.
Bureaucratic socialism.
Bureaucratic socialism, and we definitely, it doesn't work. It hasn't worked in Europe, and it's not going to work here. This is not us.
You know,
And
like,
it's got to stop.
You know, the danger is, you call it bureaucratic socialism. It sounds fumbling but benign. It's anything but. Wherever you got socialism, it deteriorates into something that is very violent.
Absolutely, Jack.
These people, look at this guy Obama, he reeks of ambition and arrogance. He knows so much. When he's surrounded himself with a bunch of activist professor types, he hasn't surrounded him with people that do the building stuff of life, of running factories and providing for people and raising families. No, those guys are the smart ones. They know what to do. And when we don't obey them, they will crack us around.
Yes.
The Russians killed off about 30 million in establishing their hegemony. The Chinese, under Mao, killed off around 100 million. They're the world record holders for killing people to knock them into line. The Germans are supposed to have killed 6 million. Personally, I think that's a little high, but anything over 2 or 3 is too damned high for me.
Absolutely.
But we should learn our lesson. Socialism is not sweet and kind. It's not going to provide for the poor people that need help, because it destroys the family and it substitutes authority.
well, you know, it's interesting. Both of you ladies were single moms. Now, I'm sure the government helped you being a single mom. That's what the government's for, right?
Not me, not me.
So both of you were single moms without government assistance.
Right.
I'd like to talk a little bit about that, because the perception out there is that Barack Obama is going to take care of you. He talks about his mother, you know, being helped. How did you ladies do it without government intervention?
We worked. I don't know about Carol, but I worked very hard.
Yeah.
I got my real estate broker's license immediately. I've always worked for myself. I've never been able to hold down a job.
Unemployable.
Yeah, I am
That's a good thing.
unemployable. I like to be my own boss and do my own thing, and you know, but
That's the American way.
exactly. And this is what I want to preserve for my grandchildren. I want them to be able to do what I did.
The American dream extends to individuals
Absolutely.
and organizers of small business. I belong to the NFIB, National Federation of Independent Business. They have something north of 20,000 members in Illinois, and in the whole country they got over 500,000 members. the average size of an NFIB business is about 5 people. And that's the American way.
That's it.
And I started out with, I've been a member of that a long time, and I resonate with the values of the NFIB because they're the American dream.
And they're the ones that provide all the jobs in this
That's right.
country.
I
the
succeeded
majority
way
of jobs.
beyond. People ask me, did I have a plan? That I realized I'd have a large company with 600 employees and all that. I said, no, I just went year by year running on how much money I would have that year to put into planning. So it was a yearly thing. But it was American dream, and a lot of people have gotten great satisfaction from doing small enterprises. And you know, we got the Steve Jobs out there. That guy quit college. So did that fella that built up, what's the other big company? Hate to give him a plug.
Microsoft.
Yeah, but he quit college too. We're sending too many people to college. Good
That's another
American.
thought that I thoroughly agree with. You know what? I think they're putting way, way, way too much emphasis on a college degree. I don't, you know.
But you know what I'm hearing from you, though? Entrepreneurship and personal responsibility. So now, Carol, you did not have any type of government assistance either. And you raised 2 children from the age of 25 on as a single mom.
And what I did was I worked a full-time job, and then I found that wasn't enough because I wasn't getting any help from my ex-husband, so I went out and got a part-time job. So I worked full-time, part-time, and
a full-time job as a mother,
which
is a full-time job of
I
itself.
decided I needed some kind of a degree, so I put myself through college while I was working a full-time job and a part-time job. And I look back now and I think, how the heck did I do that? But you know, God is good. God made a way. And it set a great example for my children, because I remember being in the laundromat with my kids doing the laundry. And
the laundromat. You didn't even have a washer and dryer in your own house. You had to, besides working 2 jobs. Oh my God, God bless you.
But you know what? My children grew up with a great work ethic. 2 little old ladies in the laundromat asked my daughter, and what are you going to do when you grow up? And she says, I'm going to be a nurse and a cocktail waitress. She thought everybody worked 2 jobs like her mom.
It's cute.
And so I have to say they've got a great work ethic. When they got out into the world and were living with friends in their early, you know, teenage and early 20 years, they would marvel. They're like, Mom, these kids don't even know how to do their own laundry. These kids don't even know how to clean a bathroom. They grew up having to do those things because if we were going to have a fun time, we had to get our work done first.
But see, and you know what? Isn't that's so inconsistent how this government is? Let's spend the money first. Let's budget for all the stuff we don't need. And I think that is the core difference between conservatives and the other side. Now, you were a Democrat.
Well, for a while I was. I grew up in a conservative home. My father was a small business owner. And in fact, he was a Goldwater man. I remember that. But when I was divorced, I bought into the whole woman's movement thing. You know, I am woman, hear me roar, and all that stuff for a while. And then I saw a movie called The Silent Scream by Dr. Bernard Nathanson. And it told the truth about abortion and how it's hurt so many women in addition to destroying so many lives. So that started me questioning. I'm like, you know, I don't know if these women's livers are really telling people the truth about everything. And I started questioning a lot of what the left was telling me. And it really opened my eyes. And so about that time, I became aware of Reagan and got started listening to him, and that kind of completed the change back to my conservative roots.
But you know, the left really believes that they own the women's vote. And what they're talking about is they want to take away women's rights to birth control now. The Republicans do. How do conservatives overcome that dialogue? We're gonna be going to a break.
They can fight. Let me give you a little example among guys. I traveled around in a lot of Tea Party things around the state, and I met Jason Plummer, the young man, tall, big guy, that ran for lieutenant governor. So I saw his parents one night at dinner, and I went over and said, "I really admire your son Jason." And the father says, "Well, I brought him up tough." He said, when he was 11 years old, I said, "Get some leather gloves and get out there in the lumber yard. You're going to carry lumber." So he started him out at a young age to work for himself. Jason Plummer knows the American dream.
Well, we will be back after the break.